AMIRA says her days inside this displacement camp are linked only by the misery. But the safety now surrounding her and her children has made this a home she never wants to leave.
Where I came from, I was being threatened and I was scared. I don't want to go back. I want to stay here.
Others live each day tormented by memories of the homes they were forced to flee.
I feel very sad. I can't sleep at night thinking about what we lost.
Hajja Abdullah and their family were among the first wave of Darfuris displaced in 2004. Fighting began when armed African rebel movements said they were tired of Arab government leaders neglecting the region. Almost 12 years later, Hajja and Abdullah's desire to return is pulling them to their long-abandoned farm like a magnet.
It would be very bad if I don't get the chance to go back to my grandfather's land, but I'm sure sooner or later I'll go back. My father and my mother were buried there.
Whether the displaced want to stay in the camps or go back home, they're confronted with obstacles. The areas damaged by war need to be rebuilt. In the camps, there's not enough space or services to accommodate a growing population. Now in its 13th year, the conflict in Darfur has displaced 2.6 million people, according to the UN. In the last year, several humanitarian organizations have left and programs have ended due to a continued decrease in funding. At the same time, the Sudanese government says it can't meet the growing needs of the displaced and must have more assistance from the international community. There's no indication that the violence is subsiding. The UN says since January, more than 100,000 people have been forced from their homes. Because the government is blocking humanitarian access to conflict zones, that total may be higher.
People have no access to any of the basic social services. We need access.
Now far from the battlefront, Amir and Abdullah's families have the luxury of being able to think about the future. They may have differing ideas about where home will be, but both want to reclaim the way of life they used to lead before war in Darfur reached the doors of millions. Natasha Ghoneim, Jazeera, North Darfur State, Sudan.